Welcome to the channel, everyone. I thought I'd talk about roadside inspections today. If you're like me, probably driving down the road, not a care in the world, had a stereo going, CB turned down or turned off, just zoning out in your own little world, thinking about your wife, your kids, your girlfriend, just about everyday life. Life is good. All of a sudden you look up and you're driving by a sign that says, "Truck check ahead." Well, hell, there goes the neighborhood. I hope you have got your act together if this happened to you, because if you don't, you're going to have a bad day. Stay calm and listen to what the officer is saying. If you go into this with a bad attitude, it will definitely make things worse for you. The idea here, guys, is to get it over with and get on down the road. Your attitude will go a long way in how the officer treats you. He can always take his sweet time and drag this out a couple of hours. Roadside inspections can and do happen anywhere. I've had 3 different officers run out in the road, waving their arms like they was fixing to take off like a big old bird. I asked them if they had a death wish. I wonder if they teach this in class. I mean, I guess signs cost too much, or they just too lazy to put them out. Anyway, if you come upon a roadside inspection, you must stop. Do not just drive on by. They may wave you on after you pulled in, but you do need to pull in. Sometimes they'll set up a set of portable scales and they will want you to pull onto them one axle at a time. Most of the time they're just taking down the DOT numbers and asking whether you're loaded or not. Then there's that 1% of the time they're going to want to do a level 1 inspection. Maybe your company has a bad CSA score. Right away, you need to go from driving to on duty not driving. If you don't do this, they can and probably will cite you for not changing your duty status if they decide to check your logs at all. I don't know how many of you know this, so I'm just going to throw this out there. But falsifying your logs is a felony. Not changing your duty status is not a felony. It's just failure to change your duty status. And you can be cited for that and shut down for 10 hours. They may not even ask to see your ELD. They might, then again, they could have you send your logs to them electronically. This depends on the officer. You never know. If they do, they'll give you a code that you'll enter into your ELD. And they expect you to know how to work your ELD. That's why you should have a manual. They'll ask you for your driver's license, your permits, and possibly your health card. But they can see on their computers in their unit whether you have a health card and whether it expired or not. Then you want you to take the paperwork out of the compartment on the side of your trailer. Then they'll have you sit in your truck while they run and make on you, see if you're a bad boy. but also checking your permits. If you got any wants or warrants on you, well, you're not going to go any further. You will be arrested. When they're satisfied that everything is kosher, they will chock a wheel and have you build up your air pressure, release your brakes, and turn off your engine. They will start checking from the front of the truck first. They'll have you turn on your lights, high and low beam. They'll check your four ways, turn signals, horn, and windshield wipers. And then they'll walk around the driver's side of the truck, checking for loose or broken straps on the fuel tanks, while also checking for lights being out, leaking exhaust stacks, cracks in the wheels, cracks in the frame, badly worn tires, low or flat tires, leaking wheel seals, loose or missing lug nuts. They're looking for chapping air lines. If all the bolts are in the fifth wheel, and if they're where they should be, while also checking for, make sure your load is secure. At the rear of the trailer, they'll check all the lights, and then they go up the passenger side, doing the same thing as before. Once they've worked their way up to the front, they'll have you raise the hood, get back in your truck. They'll have you build up your air to 120 pounds. That's the standard. You're going to need it. Then they're going to check. They'll check for air and fuel leaks under the hood while you have you turn the steering wheel, checking for excessive slack. You will then shut off the engine, and he'll get under the truck on his creeper, starting from the front of the truck, slowly working his way to the back, checking every brake from the front to the back. He'll be measuring the distance, the travel distance of the brake rods. He'll be looking for leaking wheel seals, inner wheel seals, chapping air lines, cracks in the frame, excessive oil and air leaks. If you've got two airlines close together, you need to make sure they're either secured together with a wire tie or apart. They can't be rubbing each other. They can't be rubbing up against the frame, any part of the truck. So after he gets through with all that, he'll call out mother, and then he is going to possibly want to see what color your fuel is. He'll stick a tube down there. You can pull up and look at it. If you got red fuel, well, that's not good. That's a hefty fine if you got red fuel. So red fuel is for farm machinery or off-road use. It's not for trucks. Next, you'll want to see your fire extinguisher, and if it's been charged, and if you have set of safety triangles. He's going to want you to, possibly want you to disconnect the service line from the trailer and step on your brake. Now the service line is the blue line. The emergency line is the red line. If there's any error coming out of the service line when you apply your brake, it can shut you down for that and cite you. Next, you're going to want to watch the gauges on your dash while you repeatedly step on your brake to see if the warning device is installed activate at or above 60 pounds. If they activate below 60 pounds, you'll be cited. That's another reason to be shut down. Once you're shut down, you will not be permitted to leave until a mechanic has taken care of the problems and signed off on the work order. Now, last but not least, he will ask if you have a spare logbook, a paper logbook, and a manual for the ELD. Now, both items will cause you to be shut down if you don't have them. Either one will cause you to be shut down. So you need to have them. That's a must. In case your ELD quits working, you got a paper log to fall back on. You need a manual if you don't know how to work your ELD. Well, I hope that someone out there has learned something from today's video. You are the professional, and you're expected to be on top of your equipment. Not only for yourself, but for the safety of others. If you have enjoyed today's video, give me a big thumbs up. Subscribe and ring that bell. And until next time, be safe. Keep the dirt side down. Keep on trucking.